Hello and welcome. This is Michele Christensen of OneNote Worthy Life, and this is a Plan With Me video for June of 2021. I'm filming in OneNote for Windows 10, and I'm going to walk you through how I evaluate the past month and set new goals for the upcoming month. I film Plan With Me videos after finishing my monthly process so that I can take all the time I need to really review those goals and reflect and set new goals, and then give you a concise overview of the process. This process of monthly goal setting is really important to my success in life, and I spend focused time on these goals and refer to them often. Every month, and even at the beginning of each week, I check in on these goals and use it as a chance to course correct or change my, how I'm using my time. So you'll also see that the pages I use for month-to-month planning are pretty basic, so there aren't much to show in the way of OneNote tips. So let's get into it. First thing I do is I start with a review of last month's goals, which in this case is May. I have a page set up for the goals with commentary on it in color, and I just use the color so I can tell the comment from the original text, and then I just pick whatever color I like, so there's no significance to the color. I do most of my evaluation at the end of the month, but I do make notes as I go through the month. So this page shows my goals for OneNote Worthy Life, which is my YouTube channel and blog and my general business. So the first goal I had for May was my editorial schedule, and I've been working on setting and following an editorial schedule for a while now, and I'm doing really well on this, and I'm about ready to call this kind of done. So I think next month I'm going to work on getting videos uploaded before they're due. So my second goal for OneNote Worthy Life was to work on my Amazon storefront, and I have mentioned this in the few past videos that I'm working on a Amazon affiliate store so that I can recommend products that I like. And so the goal for May was to have the store ready to launch and to do the launch in June. I made progress on this, a lot of progress in fact, but I didn't hit this goal. And I put this second comment in here, which is, what is the least I can do to meet this goal? So I can do more later, but I want to have this public in June. So instead of thinking about like, how can I completely finish this and get everything in there and all the graphics done and get everything, the way I would want it in its finished form, like what's the least I can do so that I can launch it? My third goal was to start brainstorming my GTD live streams, and so I am rereading the book Getting Things Done for the third time, and it's amazing how much there is still to learn, so I'm really loving that. And I put a poll out on my community tab if people would be interested in having some conversations around that. And so I'm going to be doing a series of live streams as I work my way through the book, and so I'm about ready to at least start sketching out the ideas. And so I did this. Now this next page is my May personal goals, and the first goal on the page is my calorie goal. And you may already know from previous Plan With Me videos that I'm actively working to drop some extra weight. So I have a calorie goal for each month, and this is how much I want to under-eat by each day. And this works really well for me. This is how I got to my healthy adult body weight, maintained it for years, and then I just had a little bump in the road. So I'm working on getting back to that healthy body weight. My May goal was to undereat by about 320 calories a day. I did amazing on this. I'm going to bump this up to 340 for June, and I'm not in my target weight loss zone yet. Like, I have an amount that I'm comfortable losing each week, and I'm not there yet, so I'm going to increase that. My second personal goal was to continue reading GTD or Getting Things Done. I've been doing 15 minutes per day on either reading or implementation. I have seen that a lot of the systems I've put in place from my last reading have gotten just really sloppy and kind of with blurry edges and that kind of thing. This is going great. It feels so good. I feel like it's really helping me. It's helping my quality of life. It's helping my stress levels. And it's that 15 minutes, I really look forward to it every day. So I'm just going to keep up with that. My third personal goal is to continue moving our security system project ahead. So my husband and I have been installing a custom security system on our house, and we have just done great with this. We hit several big milestones, and we're making really good progress, and I feel really good about the next steps that we have sketched out. So the next page is May's What Else page. And on this page, this is just kind of notes, good, bad, or indifferent, anything that happened that affected how my month went. So the first thing I noticed was that I have started doing a weekly GTD style review every week with my husband, and it has been really helpful. We have all these different projects going on. If you're not familiar with it, I live in a fixer-upper house, so we always have projects going on and probably will for the foreseeable future. And this weekly review, which is described in the Getting Things Done book, and I will be talking about that later when I get into the live stream series, but you can find more detail about that in the Getting Things Done system. But it's basically a review of all of your current projects that you're working on. And we're making really good progress on the projects, and it feels like we have really synced up. Like both of us know exactly what the next week is going to look like, what our priorities are, what the next step on all of our projects are, who's responsible for it, and that kind of thing. So I have really liked doing that. It's been really helpful. The second thing, I don't know why I put this in this section, but I had a date idea for June, which was to do an art walk that's currently like an outdoor event here in the LA area. And then the final thing I noticed is that my days go much more smoothly when I get up on time. I can schedule things, count on having time for things, be on time for things, and it's really worth it to get up on time. I have been on like a night owl kick lately, so I haven't always been getting up on time, and I want to get kind of back on track with that. So next I look at my May annual plan, and this is what I thought I would be doing in May when I set up my year at the beginning of the year. And there was actually nothing in May because remember back at the beginning of this year we were still in the thick of COVID, and at that point LA had gotten hit really hard. So I didn't have anything scheduled for May, but then the tax deadline got moved, so I moved that to May. And we did get that done, so that was very good. Then finally I have my May calendar. And I like to write in something good that happened each day. And I generally like to do handwriting, but some months are just like this, where there's just black and white text, and that's, just how it goes sometimes. So I try not to be, have high standards or be too perfectionist about these kinds of things, because this is just, for me, it's so that I have a nice record of good things that happened. It doesn't need to be done in a certain way or anything like that. So let's get on to June. So June goals for One Noteworthy Life. So I'm excited to show you this first goal because, as I mentioned, I have been working on creating and sticking to an editorial schedule for months. And I finally feel like I'm doing, good enough. It's not perfect, not all the time, but I hit most of my deadlines most of the time. And I'm ready to add on to that goal. And the thing I'm going to add on is I want to get at least one of June's videos posted before it's due. And this might seem like nothing. It might seem like a really small change, but there's a couple of important points here. One is that some of the goals that have really taken me far in life are things that take time and they're not very glamorous, like, like sorting out my editorial calendar. But this is what's going to move my channel ahead and help me to grow. So I just wanted to say that sometimes the behind the scenes stuff, the stuff that really drives you forward, isn't always, interesting, glamorous, fun, etc. The other thing I wanted to point out is I really like incremental changes. I just don't do well trying to make big leaps at a time. So instead of trying to go from, not getting anything really posted ahead of time to all of my videos posted ahead of time, I'm going to try for one, and we'll see how that goes. So this is going to be a new thing for me. I don't think I've gotten anything uploaded ahead of time since I've had my channel. So, but I would like to. Eventually, I'd like to just have everything uploaded ahead of time and not be trying to finish things on a schedule. So I'm really excited to be moving this goal forward. So the next goal I have is to work on my Amazon storefront. And again, by the end of June now, I want to have it ready to launch and to do the launch in July, and I have it defined on a project page. I just put that note in there because sometimes when you have a project that has a lot of steps to it and you see something vague like that, like work on Amazon storefront, it can feel overwhelming. But if I remind myself that I have all the steps laid out on a project page, it reminds me that I do have individual steps laid out and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Then this next thing for my GTD live streams, I have my minimum goal is to be ready to schedule the first live stream. And a stretch goal is to actually schedule that first live stream when I do my July editorial calendar. And I don't always do this. As you can see, I don't really even often do it, but I just felt like at a minimum, I want to be ready to schedule it. If I'm feeling really on top of things, that would be the next thing to reach for, is to get it actually scheduled. So that's a technique you can use to say, like, the minimum is this. If I'm feeling good, my stretch goal is that. So then there are June's personal goals. So as I mentioned, I have that calorie goal of under eating by 340 calories, continue reading GTD for 15 minutes a day, and I'm going to continue moving my security system project ahead. And I do have more details and definition on this, but for obvious reasons I don't put that online. My next thing is my June annual plan. This is what I thought I would be doing in June at the beginning of the year, and I just have 2 birthdays this month. So that's, you know, birthdays are always fun. And then finally, a June calendar, all ready to fill up with good things that happen each day. So that's it, all set up for June. And as always, I'm going to take this last minute to encourage you to start or expand your goal setting process. It doesn't have to look like mine. It doesn't even have to be monthly. You could do weekly or quarterly or whatever works for you. If you don't have any type of goal setting and reflection process in place, I recommend just picking one thing that you want to try and do better at next month, and then determine how you'll measure your level of success. And commit to looking back at the end of the month, and even doing just that much could have a huge impact on how much of that goal you accomplish. So if you have any questions or comments or something you want to see in more detail, leave a comment on this video and I'll do my best to answer you. If you want to see more videos like this, as well as OneNote tutorials, live streams featuring other OneNote users, and goal setting, planning, organization content, things like that, please subscribe by hitting that subscribe button, and let me know you like this by hitting the thumbs up button. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye!